Good Friday morning, guys, and welcome into the McGinnis Picks live stream with Andrew and Mr. Jeff Dawson, always closing out the week with Jeff. And sometimes we talk CFL, sometimes we talk NHL. Today, we're going to mostly look at the NFL board. We'll try and dip in a little bit of everything on the show here today, but great to be here with you on the Friday. Reminder, guys, Puck Time is back 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. You can find all of my hockey videos over at Wager Talk. And well, guys, yesterday was a good day. You know, a lot of the reads we had were really good, but we're sticking to the low volume. We're not going to complain about that. 2-0 day yesterday, 5-1 plus 11 units to start the season off in the NHL. We got the job done with the LA Kings, and we got the job done with the over in the Red Wings and the Pittsburgh Penguins game. So that was really nice. And we do have a promo code for you guys for that, and it is Puck15, Puck15, Puck15 takes $15 off a 7-day NHL pass. But I want to talk about some team totals, and I want to talk about some NFL. Jeffrey, good morning.
Good morning, A. How are you?
How are you doing?
It's fall. It's crisp. You're talking about NHL. Congrats on a great start. I love this time of year. You get a full 5-6 weeks into the football. You let that simmer. In comes MLB playoffs, and then we slip in some NHL hockey. So, the 7-course meal that never ends is just, really starting to percolate.
Well, I got to give you credit because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but I don't think you've given out anything with a minus before the number yet so far. So you've been Mr. Plus Money, and of course it helps you out because your win percentage, although it's been great so far, it doesn't have to be the same as people that are laying minus 140. We always talk about that. When you're getting plus 125 on all your bets, you're looking pretty good. A 1-in-1 day is making you money, but hey, you've been having some really good days in the NHL. It pained me to see Sidney Crosby and the Penguins get destroyed the way they did, but I liked that play. You liked it enough to release it, and the Rangers shut out the Penguins in that one. But Jeff, I haven't talked enough NFL this week, so I really wanted to get into the NFL. And, I usually like to move forward, but I wanted to ask your thoughts about yesterday's game because, a lot of people went into yesterday's game pretty much saying that the Seahawks hadn't played anybody. They had an easier schedule. Well, I guess it was that easy, Jeff. Some injuries, an easier schedule, and all of a sudden it's a Niners win wire to wire for the most part. Any takeaways from last night that people can use moving forward?
It was the perfect storm, I thought, for the 49ers. Yes, they are injury plagued right now. They had 2 and 3, but the real number that stuck out to us was 0-2 in the division. A loss here would get them to 2-4, of course, but the real thing would have been 0-3 in the division. A Seattle team. I've never been a big fan of Geno, big fan of Kenneth Walker, a big fan of DK. I like the progression of Njigba, but when you looked at that game, it just. I guess where I really got to start there, Andrew, is that the opening number was San Fran -4. It wasn't, 2.5. Let's get some San Fran money. It was 4, and let's try to get some Seattle money. Now, they had blown 2 games, and they almost blew that game again last night. But when the pressure was on the defense, Bosa was able to put pressure, obviously, on Geno. And not to play Monday morning quarterback here again, but a Seattle team that started 3-0 and now has come back to earth at 3-3. Not that they won't bounce back, but I think a big sign was going into Detroit, playing a great game, losing, and then the next week they had the perfect bounce back spot. 6-point favorites against the Giants. Giants took that opening possession for like almost 8 minutes, ran it right down their throat. It looked like Seattle was peaking. They were looking ahead, and then 4 days later, in come the Niners, and thanks for playing. So they'll have 10 days to think about it. But again, it looks like Jordan Mason goes down. No CMC. In comes Garendo, for 100. So all you fantasy guys, run to the waiver wire. Garendo's the next best thing there.
Well, to me, the Seahawks are a team like I did like their spot last week against the Giants. Or excuse me, I liked the Giants against them because I think that they're a team you want to back when you're getting points, not when they're laying points. Like if you showed me tomorrow, hey, you're getting 6.5 with this Seahawks team, I'd ask you, well, first of all, who are they playing? And then secondly, I'd say, how fast can I get to the sports book? Because I like the Seahawks in that range. You know what I mean? Like there's certain teams. It's kind of like in the CFL, the Calgary Stampeders we've talked about a lot. Although they screwed me over last week, they're a team that hangs around, unless their quarterback has 4 interceptions on the game, then they're usually going to hang around. And that's kind of what that Seahawks team does. But we'll let you talk about the board for us. But one of the ones I wanted to talk about was, of course, the game over in Europe. Again, we got back-to-back weeks where a game is over in Europe, and some people talk as if Jacksonville, it's like their second home. I mean, I never thought people that lived in Jacksonville, it would be their second home over there in London. But I guess they play there frequently, or not frequently, but they consistently will use. Does that benefit them at all, Jeff? Do you think they're a team? Because the rumor has it is that this is quite a bit of a divide here in the pros and Joes, and this is the time the Jags can get going here. Is it a good spot for the Jaguars in this point spread rate? And also, I gotta say, I'm interested. Even though it's 1.5 and not 2.5, this is a teaser leg that kind of stuck out to me.
Jaguars, London, second home. They were saying if they ever expanded and had a full-time team over there, that obviously Jacksonville would be the first one there. They go there every year, and basically speaking, a handful of these guys, a lot of these guys were over there last year, and so not the whole team. Looking how they're playing. I mean, Doug Peterson was the favorite to be the first coach fired. He will send Robert Saleh a Christmas card. Thank you to get that one out of the way there. A banged up ETN. Bigsby has looked good. Ingram has a toenail. Wink, wink. He hasn't played. This guy hasn't played since warming up on Sunday. 3-4 weeks ago, getting ready for the game. And he's like, coach, I kind of tweaked something. Haven't seen him since. In comes Strange there. Rookie wide receiver, Brian Thomas, OMG, 85-yard touchdown. All you fantasy players, God, if you got a trade league, go trade for this guy. He's going to be something special here. But pros and Joes here. I like where you're going. The light bulb finally went on for Caleb, it looked like last week. He's getting more comfortable. The DJ Moore revenge game, 2 touchdowns there. I'm hearing a lot of quiet whispers on the Jacksonville side. It was a number that opened at 1. It has gone to 1.5, but here's the sign here. The over-under opener, Andrew, was 42. Okay. That's the perfect 21-20. The first one to 21 probably will win this game. I think a lot of 20-20 back and forth moving of the ball. Who can make touchdowns in the red zones and not field goals?
I think that's the case too, and also who can limit their turnovers. I mean, based on what we saw with Aaron Rodgers over there, it's about who can limit their turnovers the most, and that kind of stuff will just absolutely kill a team total. If you watch a team that you bet on with the team total, drive down the whole field and then give the ball away, that will kill you. But looking at some of the other games here, obviously my Packers, they're at home, 27.5 under with their team total. Curious what you think about that one. Tampa, New Orleans, always an interesting one when those two teams go head to head against each other. Atlanta and Carolina, this is one of those games where I know obviously it's not the marquee matchup, but from a team total perspective, both those numbers kind of stuck out to me. What were the ones that kind of stuck out to you right away this week for team totals?
I'm looking for some go numbers, and it's kind of comical, of course. The Monday night game, Buffalo and the Jets, the Buffalo team total 21.5. Juiced under -130. Still 2.5 point favorites there. That's a go number for us for Buffalo over 21.5 plus 110 there. Currently, Dallas hosting Detroit. They have struggled at home, by the way. They have done well on the road. Home first game of the year at Cleveland, and then again on Sunday. Their team total 24 and a half, juice under minus 130. So that's a go number for us on Dallas. 24 and a half over plus the 110. And currently, as we speak, this number has climbed, and that's the Philly point spread here. I have seen it now as high as it opened at 6. It's at 9 now. Maybe they're trying to get some money. Deshaun Watson's been a mess, but their team total here 27 and a half, juice under minus 135. If you like Philly in this spot, I would take a swing at their team total over the 27 and a half plus 115. The return of AJ Brown, the return of Devonta Smith coming off a bye. Let's see if we see that Jalen Hurts, that sense of urgency and that big play offense coming off a bye against a team that I think is kind of just going through the motion.
I like that one, and it's a good spot, like you said. It's good situationally, and why not just worry about betting them to get to a certain number instead of the point spread, instead of how they win the game. Just get me to that number, and that's all we care about. What do we do with this Cleveland team moving forwards right now, Jeff? I mean, last week, they were a team that I think was disrespected. I leaned towards that side there, of course, on the Browns. I feel like they're a team at this point, unless they're playing old school football where the game finishes 10-7, I don't want to be a part of that team. From a betting standpoint, just the way that they're so inconsistent with their offense, and not to mention, well, their old buddy Baker Mayfield, he's doing all right over there in Tampa Bay, and Deshaun Watson. Look, here's the thing: Deshaun, I don't think he's doing very well right now at all. The offensive line hasn't been great. There's not many options out there for him, as far as the receivers getting open. But there's something wrong with that Browns team, and I'm with you. I think the Eagles could stack up some points. It's a really good spot for them. Some teams are good before a bye, some teams are good after a bye. This Eagles team seems to always come out strong after a bye. I mentioned my Packers. We saw them put 24 up last week, but 29 in their loss to the Vikings. They put up 30 against the Titans, 29 against the Packers in week 1. They have been able to put up some points. And this Cardinals team, how are you feeling about their defense right now as a whole? I mean, the Cardinals I can't get a grasp on really what to expect out of them. I know they're kind of an exciting team. If they're on TV, you kind of want to watch their games because they're usually going to be, some exciting plays. But would you agree as well? The Packers are kind of a team right now as well, that if they have a good game and you like them, your team total might be a look as well to look at. I'm seeing 27 and a half once again for them. Under is what I think I saw there. For them over the Cardinals. They're playing at home as well at Lambeau. Is that one that you stuck out to you at all, or that's more so not really the go number that you speak of?
Well, what I really do like is that the over-under opening number was 49 and a half. It has got bet down now to 47. Your Packers opened up at 5.5 and now are 6 minus 5 cents, which means, and that's at the Circa. Good morning to Mr. Benson and Mr. Stevens. Next move is back to 5.5. When I look at the team totals, Arizona 21 and a half flat. So if you want the under, it's minus 110. If you want the over, it's minus 110. And your pack is 27 and a half, juice under minus 120. The Cardinals kind of got gifted a win last week as 49ers got out to a big lead, but lost their field goal kicker. So in the second half, they had a lot of drives inside the red zone or close, but they couldn't kick the field goal. Therefore, 4th and 9 instead of a 37-yard field goal, they're going for it. 4th and 13 on the 35 instead of a 52-yard field goal, they're going for it. Allowed Arizona to stay in the game, and in comes the little engine that could and comes all the way back and takes them to the promised land here. If I was looking initially at a team total, again, that 21 and a half, and again, Green Bay is at home. They have a good defense. I think both teams will be able to move the ball. So anyone looking at Arizona would probably say, all right, I got from 0 to 21. So 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, 3 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, miss extra point. I'm still comfortable. But again, that 21.5 is a go number to us. So if I was to play either side on a team total currently today on Friday at 10:36, I would take the Arizona team total over that 21.5.
That tells me I'm in for another stressful game is what that tells me. I'm in for another high-scoring, exciting contest, Jeff. And not sure if you're aware, but it's actually Thanksgiving weekend in my part of the world, so in Canada. So I'll be having some turkey and watching football. And then in about a month's time, you'll be doing the same thing over there in the States. So that's why there's actually a CFL game this week on Monday. So for anybody curious about that, that's followed along with me with CFL this year, we got a handful of games in the CFL this weekend, but one on Monday, which is always nice because, hey, for people, where Jeff is, it's just going to be another Monday. But for us, we're having some turkey. We're watching the game. So that's always interesting to look at. But Jeff, what's new and exciting for you guys at ECSI? I tuned in yesterday a little bit to your UFC show. Had to make my little comment about Pereira. Man, he's a beast. But how's everything going with you?
Things are going well. We're trying to get into full swing and full gear here as the more sports open up. We're trying to cover at least one expert every day in the morning hours as we bring you on Tuesdays to talk hockey. Wednesdays, we bring Brady Cannon on to talk golf. Last week, he gave out Kevin Yu pre-flop at 120-1, who ends up winning in a playoff. Thursdays, Paul Stone talking college football. Today, after this show, Matt Grissom, Quentin Mills to talk some college football as well there. We'll be bringing a colleague on starting next Friday, Mr. Adam Trigger. Will be coming on Fridays following the NCAA Insiders to talk some college basketball as well. And, of course, Monday mornings, Bill Krakenberg starts our week off talking whatever is on his plate, and it's usually Circa Survivor, Carnage, NFL, food, and stuff. So things are going well. We're getting ready for some NBA, but more importantly, November 1st and some college basketball, Andrew.
Awesome, Jeff. Well, guys, again, you can follow Jeff at EC Sports Invest. You're going live on Twitter. You're going live on YouTube. People can watch you before and watch some previous shows. They can watch you live and, of course, the recorded ones. And I feel like because you and I both do live shows, we want to preach that to people. You can check out the shows after they're recorded. And for me, I feel like I get more live viewers on Twitter, but more recorded after on YouTube. And so, guys, you can watch on either platform, but a lot of these are going to have some shelf life. And as much as I love talking hockey with Jeff, I like to pick his brain with the NFL here on some of these Friday morning shows. I'll be back at 3:30 Eastern talking some more NHL today if the schedule holds up.
I did want to say, of course, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in Canada. We do have a holiday Monday here as well. I do want to throw it out there. We have gotten a lot of people from the show reaching out. Hey, how can I join? $25 bettors up to whatever. And I try to throw out creative potential plans to get you involved. We have, the $3 a day ECSI Welcome to the Family. I call it our own gym membership. What I'm going to offer, since it's Thanksgiving, I'm a giver. I'm not a receiver here. And so what we're going to do very nicely here is we're going to offer anyone here watching and listening that would like to be a part of the ECSI VIPs, $99 for the rest of 2024. So that's basically technically almost 3 months of service. All our plays sent to your cell phone via text and, of course, emailed, whether you're at work, you're at the gym, whether you're celebrating Thanksgiving dinner, as you're about to pass the yams and then your alarm, your text goes off. Oops, I got to put these in. Whatever it is, go over to Twitter at EC Sports Invest. DM me, say, hey, Jeff, that sounds great. Or send us an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. Again, $99. It's the ECSI way of giving back and kind of bringing in the turkey festive for the Canada. and everyone else there.
Well, I appreciate receiving the plays every single day, whether it's text or email, whatever I see first. And guys, if you want Jeff's plays, head over, sign up. He's made me some money, and I can't wait for college basketball to get those college hoops picks because I love watching it, but I definitely don't bet it myself without the help of you. Russell's in the building. I got two Russells in the building. Russell says Thanksgiving is in November, despite what you Canadians believe. Well, we'll agree to disagree, but I also think that you guys should probably start joining us on the metric system. You should start spelling words a little differently. But hey, you guys are living in your own world, and so are we, I guess, over here. All right, Jeff, we got some hockey shows coming up here in about 15 minutes time. I wanted to get one more pick out of you. Prime time on Sunday night or prime time on Monday night? Can you give us one pick on either of those games?
You talking NFL?
NFL, yeah. You get anything on the Bengals game, anything on the Monday night game, or just one prime time game, I guess we can get out of you.
All right. I'll give you two team totals. This is the giving. So 8:20 Sunday night, Cincinnati travels to the Giants. Cincinnati opened at 5 with a 46.5, down to 3.5 with a 47. Cincinnati's team total 26.5 over minus 20 cents. Remember I said over 20 cents. Giants 21.5 juiced under minus 20 cents. So anyone watching and listening knows that's a go number here for the Giants. Giants team total over 21.5 plus 100. And I talked about it earlier on the show, Buffalo and the Jets. Buffalo right now, as it stands, opened at 1.5, now 2.5 point favorites. The over-under opened at 44, guys. So that's typically that 24-20. That's that 23-21 number. Currently, right now, down to 41. Jets team total 19.5 flat. Buffalo team total 21.5 juiced under minus 130. So the Buffalo team total over 21.5, and you can get that at plus 110.
That's a move. I know that's right up your alley. That is right up your alley, the 21.5 to the under. All right, Jeff, we'll let you get out of here. Thanks for joining me as always. Love ending the week and also starting the week. We're doing Tuesdays, though, this year, guys, on Jeff's channel. A lot more NHL games to break down. So you can find me on Jeff's channel, 10 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys out there in Canada, and have a great weekend to everybody else watching. Thanks a lot, guys, and make sure you're following Jeff on X at EC Sports Invest. See you next time.